Hey everyone, I'm going to do a oil change on my chain case on my Bravo 250. Just thought I would run through with everybody. What you're going to need is you're going to need a 12 metric and a 10 metric wrench to do this job, and some sort of a catch pan. I used to use an old frying pan because it covers lots of area and works well for me for that. So try and get the light right here for you, but essentially you take a 12 mil and you're going to remove these two bolts to remove the cover in order to get all of the oil out. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to remove this bolt here and this bolt, and then the cover will pop off. So once I get those bolts removed, the cover will come right off. So once you've got the two bolts removed, there is a washer on there. Sometimes it'll stay on the cover and sometimes it comes off just like this. So just set them to the side. They're both identical, so it doesn't matter which way they go back in. And once you have that, all you got to do is pry the cover off. And once the cover is off, make sure your pan underneath, there's holes in the bottom of your tunnel there out of your engine bay below that chain case, and it'll drain them out. Make sure you're catching all the oil, not making a mess in your garage floor. So once that cover is out, basically pull it the rest of the way out and you can finish cleaning it off. So there you can see the chain. You can see this is your adjuster, and you can see the adjustment rod right here. You would loosen this nut off with a 14, and I believe that's a 12. I'd have to check again, but you want to check your belt for some deflection. And I had adjusted this one not that long ago. I like to change the oil usually every year, just on some maintenance. I use automatic transmission fluid, about 200 mils is what the manual calls. So I'm just gonna let this drain out. I'm gonna clean it up with some paper towel out of the case, and I'll show you once I get back to refilling it. So I've got the oil all drained out. I've cleaned up the gear case with some paper towel, and I actually sprayed a little bit of brake cleaner in the bottom there to help rinse it out and clean off the bottom. So basically, to put it back together, we're going to take our seal. I've cleaned it all up. We're going to place it back in again, and this is the only thing that stops any oil from leaking out of the seal, the case. Make sure it sticks back on there all the way around even. These are available new if you have any damaged parts or rips in it. And the same as the case here, so just pop the plug out to refill it. So we're going to fill through this hole, and then this is our level. So not sure if you guys still have their factory chart. Chart is there, and it's 200 cc's, 6.7 ounces of oil that goes in there. And all I'm using is transmission fluid. And just automatic transmission fluid, Dextron, whatever. I just picked this up for about $8 at the Canadian Tire here locally. So that's what I'm going to measure out, 200 cc's, put it back in as we go. Again, I mentioned chain, you don't want it too tight. You want a little bit of movement in there, slack. And then this is your adjustment here. So your bolt here for the adjustment. So we're gonna stick the cover back on. Make sure that you got the rubber washers on the bolts when you put them back in. And we'll stick the cover back on, and then we'll fill it up with oil. So I've got the cover back on, the bolts torqued down to 12 foot-pounds, those two. According to our manual, we want to go down to 12 foot-pounds right here. Then we're just going to add the oil. So I have a funnel. It actually sits in there and sits on my edge here nice, so I can use it. And we're going to put 200 cc's in. So we're going to watch our hole down there, and we're going to make sure that we're not overfilling it. I'm going to put 200 cc's in or till it runs out there. So There's a little gauge on the side of my bottle here that's about 150 cc's. And I've got a piece of paper towel on the bottom there just because I know it's going to run out here shortly. And I don't want another bigger mess, so. And there it is there. So I know it's full. I'm just gonna let it drain itself out a little bit more. I've got my pan underneath to catch any excess. And we're just gonna stick our plug back in and tighten the plug down. There, the oil change is all done. It's all buttoned back up. Give me a like. Let me know if these videos are helping out. As I'm doing maintenance on my Bravos, I've got 4 of them. So as I'm doing some maintenance to them, I'll just kind of continue doing these little videos and hopefully they help guys out along the line. If you got any questions, please let me know. Thanks for watching. Just thought I would add something that I've typically done this on my big mountain sled because I don't drive it as much, but I marked on here the chain case changed at January 6th, then the carb was cleaned on the 4th. It's on the fuel tank under the hood, and just some brake clean can take that off and remove it when I need to do it again. I also kind of marked it on here, 1/6/22, so I'll know that I did the chain case on that date. So in the future, next year, if I'm thinking, geez, when did I do that? At least I have the knowledge that it's been done at that date. Thanks for watching.